God, that's a tough thing to do, isn't it? Be true to own self. Hello, folks. I haven't been around in a long time. That's Neil Young. Oh, pardon my finger on that screen. I actually have been very busy in other aspects of life right now. A couple of job sites took me outside of the city, so I'm doing a little bit of a commute, doing a little bit more of a physical aspect these days, and I'm playing lots of ball. So I haven't been in my studio, and oh, there's a little farmer's tan. So yeah, even though tonight I felt a little bit tired and I haven't been in studio mode, I said, okay, that's it. I'm gonna get up, and I opened up my door and I opened up my gate and I got myself in here, and it has been really excellent. I've already spoken to 2 people that asked me if I do certain things, and it was a couple of interesting suggestions. And one of them is a lady named Ruby. She's Iranian. She's gone through some stuff, let me tell you. Like, she knows what life is. And she had to leave Iran. And she moved to Vancouver. I forget how many years ago it's been now. But anyway, she's friendly. She walks in the laneways. She collects bottles, gives it to charity. She works, saves her money, talks to people. Some people might think it's, you know, a little bit strong or whatever, but I actually like it. And she's not shy about stopping and talking to me, looking me in the eye, asking me questions, and she's also not shy about asking me if I can help her make stuff. And for her, it's not about going to fix something. It's about, now she wants a trellis out on her veranda. And although I'm very busy, I have decided to take on the project. And I think I can kind of come up with something pretty cool for her, and she's going to give me full creative freedom to do what it is I want to do. So, and then another guy just walked by, a young guy, and he was a nice young guy. So I'm sitting out here, haven't been out here looking at these 2 sculptures behind me, and I figured I should check in because my man Luke just had his graduation party on the weekend, and Campbell about a week or 2 weeks before him. And these 2 projects I haven't really put the time in. You know, and as I've discussed many times before with many people, like, the creative process is very, you know, it's a very difficult thing. You can't just force it sometimes. Like, you know, it's something that has to be, you know, for the best, in my opinion, for the best art kind of creative work to come up and come out of you, you know, you really got to be in the mode where you want to be creating and you want to be in that situation. So, and don't get me wrong, I think you can push yourself to get in that situation. First of all, you got to get into your studio, open the door, and start doing some push-ups or whatever, and that feels good. So those are the sculptures behind me. I haven't really touched them. As you know, if you've been watching, this one's going to be for my nephew Campbell. His initials are C, and I'm going to be making it little shelves, little nooks, little hooks, little places to hang your hat, put your golf balls, your phone, your wallet, your keys. He can do with it what he wants. And the other one is going to be shaped like an L, and that's for my man Lucky. Luke, he is going off to university, and he is a cool young guy. I was just talking to my sister, his mother, last night, and let me tell you, she, you know, has raised some good children. Both of my sisters have raised some good children, but Luke has been a very special one over the years, and that's her firstborn. And he's going away to university, so she has to process that, and it's not going to be an easy thing, and I'm sure it's not an easy thing for a lot of you mothers that are or parents out there that have a firstborn leaving, so, or any born to be on that matter. So yeah, and you know, getting back to the creative thing, I was just listening to Neil Young tonight. It's the first time I've been listening to Neil Young in a long time. I kind of got mad at him when he wanted to take himself off of Spotify because Joe Rogan thought he would interview Robert Malone or whatever, and who holds the patent on the mRNA vaccination technology or whatever. I don't know the full details, but something like that. And you know, Robert Malone's a straight up, honest, scientific mind. And for some reason, I don't know why, I'm having such a hard time trying to understand why people are ousting such people very quickly just because they're asking some questions and going against the narrative. And quite often those questions that they are asking are tending to be legit. And you know, keep your eyes open and your ears open, folks, because if you think what we're getting fed is straight up, well, I don't know if I'm with you on that. But I'm out here reading. Okay, with the light on this. Ooh, that's a bad shine. Where can I get this? There it is. Outlive by Peter. Oh, here, I'll try to do this. Do I have that upside down? I do. Outlive by, oh, come on, light. Peter Attia, I think he pronounces it. And I've been listening to this guy for a few years on YouTube and some of his interviews, and he is a guy that, he's also kind of straight up, right? You know, this book is so well written. Like I'm 100 pages in, which is, I don't know how many pages is this. I think it's 400 or, yeah. So I'm like a quarter of the way in, and it really flows along, and he really tells the story of what's going on in your body from what he knows, and he doesn't go in pretending he knows everything. And you know, he talks about so many things. It's so well written, and I just think anybody that's at whatever age, but if you're starting to get into middle age and start to thinking about the years ahead and wanting to have physical strength and strive and live, you know, kind of a good quality of life, then this is what he's looking into. And it's really well written, I must say. So I really am enjoying that. And I've been up to working on a farmhouse, working in a strata right now. I'm kind of back and forth a little bit, kind of being yanked in some different directions. But one of the things I did through my Cowlick Combs homeschooling program, well, I've been meeting with some homeschooling children out in the countryside, and I have been introducing them to the game of baseball and I call it backyard baseball, and we're just going out and we're playing a variation that I used to play as a young person, and or I was watching the kind of teenagers in my neighborhood. They made it up, they played it, I used to watch them. It was a really cool way to play ball, and I introduced that last week, and it was good. The kids didn't have much experience. They haven't really swung a bat before, or catching or throwing, and we're just going in and we're kind of starting by playing a game, and then they're going to start to learn that way, and we're going to go a little back to some old school tactics, and just see, and see how it goes, and see if we can enjoy the game, get a little bit of competitiveness going, but introduce it. So that's been one thing I've been working on, which has been really good. And another thing that I'm kind of working on and doing some number crunching and looking at routes and maps and all that is driving from Vancouver here in the Pacific Northwest, British Columbia, down into Clarksdale, Mississippi, where I have been connecting with a guy that is he's a pretty amazing guy, a beautiful painter, a leader, a mentor. He mentors young people, he builds canoes, teaches them how to guide. He's kind of like the top-rated guide. He's the #1 guy on the lower Mississippi, as I have come to understand. He's a real cool guy, and his name is John Ruskey, Ruskey. If you were to Google John Ruskey Mississippi River Guide, you wouldn't have a hard time finding this guy. And so I'm thinking of driving from Vancouver to Clarksdale, Mississippi, 4,000 kilometers. I think they clock it, or it's a 38-hour drive, something like that. So I figure if I took 3 weeks, and the route I would go would be down through Washington, Oregon. You get into Idaho, and I think you go through Boise, Idaho, and then I think you go down either across Wyoming at that time, or down through Utah and then across Wyoming. I can't remember. Maybe that's it. And you go through Salt Lake City, which I would actually like to see. Apparently Salt Lake City is a really cool, beautiful, beautiful city. Beautiful 360 vista. And you go through across Wyoming, and I think you get into Colorado, and you actually do go through Denver, and then I think it's Kansas, maybe a little bit of Nebraska. I think you go through Tulsa, actually Nebraska, and then Kansas, then I think you're into Arkansas. And then you get to Clarksdale, Mississippi. So I'm thinking of doing that, camping it, and then I would actually love to make that a yearly pilgrimage, maybe, and that's what I would think. And then maybe take some young people down through for the experience. That would be part of the service. You're going camping, you're learning some camping skills, talking, driving, seeing some of the beautiful continent that we live on, and then go meet this guy and go down the Mississippi River, and hopefully a few things start to make sense, and it would just be a very good experience to get people taking a step back, breathing some fresh air, and getting real. So I would actually love for somebody to go with me this year, and I'm still throwing it out there. You never know, somebody might just jump on board and split the gas in campgrounds with me and see what happens. So there you have it. I'm rambling on, and I haven't checked in a long time, and I just thought I was going to do that. I was talking to my mother tonight, and she was wondering what I've been up to, so I thought I'd come out here, turn on my camera, say hello, and show that I still have these in my mind, boys. I told you guys not to watch. Campbell and Luke, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be watching anyway. So I will kind of wrap it up there. I won't be by tomorrow. I have a ball game after work. Maybe on Wednesday I'll try to come out here and make some progress here and see what happens. So thanks for tuning in, and I will be in touch in the next few days, hopefully. We do have a busy weekend coming up. There's a holiday, Canada Day. I'm gonna shave. Cut my finger pretty bad too. So, yeah, I am listening to Tom Waits' Closing Time album tonight. It's one of the albums I've always gone back to in my studio in the evenings. I find it just from start to finish a real beautiful piece. A little bit of a cloud in the western sky. The sun is hovering high. Is about to set. I actually was going to tune out. I got about 10% left on my phone. I'm going through my notebook, the one I was using to kind of think about Cowlick Combs designing my website years ago and stuff like that. Here's this is kind of relevant to the L back there, Luke. So I had this written down for I had website, underlined, exclamation. I said, begin by telling an anecdote. I don't remember if that's what my website says because I don't look at it much. Then I have a note here. I was chatting with Luke about the building in Lewiston. So Luke we must have been there driving. I remember that would have been, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago or something. He was 11, it says. My older sister lives in Lewiston. My younger sister is the mother of Luke. Uh-oh, low battery. I gotta get that off the screen. I was chatting with Luke about the building in Lewiston. The brick building with the squares were empty, and I was just saying, like, why not do something beautiful and meaningful in that space? I probably can't remember what the space looked like. To utilize the space and people's talents. Luke, and I put Luke, the 11-year-old member in my family, gets it. That's all I need, I wrote down. Do I find a photo and include it? Well, I didn't put a photo. Another set of notes here is I have these pages stapled together, and I took notes. I watched this guy on YouTube one time. He was talking about mentoring, and I was looking up like what that means, and as I was trying to pick a kind of a title here for myself, or what I'm going to call my program. So this guy, he was writing some notes, mentoring, a relationship that helps people find their highest and best use, a reason, a season, a lifetime, he said. And he's like, why invest in others? And it's the most important factor for success, having a mentor. Dylan, and then he mentioned something about Bob Dylan, actually. I thought that was cool, of course. And he's like, the highest purpose of art is to inspire. What else can you do for someone else but inspire them? And I like that. What's the first thing you did when you failed at something? Stay down, crawl up, but don't take risks, and we grow. Failure is normal. We learn. Failure is okay. It is normal. We try, we fail. What else does he have here? It's pivotal. Like, when we fail, we get conscious and learn at it. Keep trying, failing, learning, growing. And don't you think that's a good message to be teaching somebody, as opposed to playing victimhood and teaching them that they need to be in a safe place and being offended by everything. Now, again, I don't advocate for doing wrong unto others, but the world is a tough place out there, and resilience is very important. And I think many of us are having a bit of a disagreement right now at what the best approach would be to help our young people advance in society and into the world, and to become resilient, anti-fragile people. Practices, food, exercise, what you're doing. People. If people give you energy, invest in them, he says. A mentor, someone that comes and meets us where we're at. They're open as people, open to the world with possibilities. I like this. This resonated with me. I feel as so far it's kind of where I'm at. A mentor characteristics. They're open as people, open to possibilities, ideas, see the world as a curious, expansive place. I can definitely vouch for that one. They're comfortable being their own person. You know, as a result, they have no plan for the person that they're trying to help and mentor. They're not trying to manipulate. They're not trying to control. Want you to be comfortable, of course, right? You know, being their own person as a result, being comfortable being their own person, well, that takes a lot of time for a lot of us, right? Like, so, you know, we're all still working on that and trying to learn who we are. Mentor, more interested in what is going on internally, not externally. They understand what happens inside and how your character develops. That will one day be mirrored outside of you. No focus on material things. Want to get to know you. Help you develop that. This is good stuff, folks. They can celebrate the rise and fall. Sit down when the heartbreak happens. What a mentor really does is they bring you through the learning cycle again and again until you become very used to it, of trying and failing and learning and growing. They've just gone ahead of you and they know a little bit more than you, and they're humble about it. They realize they don't have all the answers, but they support and encourage. What else did he write here? Yeah, that's kind of it. That was the last notes there, and I had stapled my own notes to the end of that. I like that, right? It's all I'm trying to do, folks. Help people learn some carpentry, possibly some sculpture stuff, possibly some community building, some, you know, there's many possibilities. Trust me, I'm getting involved now with a homeschooling group and starting to put some programs together for that. So that is where I will call it an evening, call it a day, folks. It is a beautiful evening in June here in Vancouver. Thanks for tuning in. Have yourselves a great day. See you later, Mama. Hope to see you soon.